Hello everyone. So today I did a live on food and mood with Dr. Preetham Chandak and Synapse Mind Care. So do go and check out the page. I have mentioned the page name in the caption below, where we spoke about the rising trends. Especially we spoke about the rising trend of junk food amongst kids and adolescents, and some parenting tips in order to help kids and teenagers overcome the obsessive ingestion of this junk food, which made me make this video. So basically, junk food or highly processed food or nutritionally inappropriate food, or highly processed sugars, all these fall under the category of junk food. They are mainly sugar added products, or products high in saturated fats and highly processed, like I said. Toppings, for example, pasta sauces or ready-made spices that we get out in the market. So all these fall under junk food. They are very, very harmful because they lead to kidney diseases, they lead to mental health issues, they lead to obesity or overweight children, they lead to increased blood pressure, heart diseases, endocrinological problems, many more. There's a list. So I made a few parenting tips for all parents out there, and I wanted to share it with you all. So yeah, emotional quotient becomes less, digestive disorders, decreased growth, obesity, diabetes mellitus, fatigue, the list goes on. So junk food is very bad for us all. Do go and check out the live session on Synapse Mind Care to know more about the background of this topic. The topic of junk food is not just related to our homes, it is related to our whole environment and the society, because of the availability of junk food easily to all the kids, especially at the age when they are not capable of making informed decisions about themselves. That is for children below 16 years of age. So in 2015, the Delhi High Court asked the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India to restrict the availability of junk food in schools and in the nearby areas, but then that is again in the drafting phase. So yeah, nothing can be done about that from our end, but what we can do is be good parents, be supportive siblings, parents and friends, and help out these kids. So here are a few tips from me which I noted down for you all. So here we go. Number one, cook homemade meals often, then arrange regular family meals with the kids, eat together, don't isolate them. Involve the kids while grocery shopping and cooking. Like I always tell all my patients, it really helps a lot. Educating kids around food is very important because kids nowadays don't know how to cook, and when we become adults, we don't know how to cook and we end up ordering outside food. So yeah, one should know how to cook and all the pros and cons of healthy versus unhealthy foods. Limit the serving sizes. So I'm not asking you to limit the total quantity of food that is being ingested, but limit the serving sizes, and you can again go for another serving if the child is not full. Don't set very strict rules around food, okay, that your child will end up having eating disorders in the future. Then show your love. You need to show it. A child needs to be shown love. He or she cannot just assume. All the parents love their children, but it is really very important to show them that you love them. This is especially important in case of communication gaps between parents and children, especially teenagers. Set reasonable expectations. Don't expect your child to totally cut out junk food. They can eat it once in a while, but just set realistic expectations, okay? Just think about what you will do if you were in their place. Even we cannot control fast foods, even we being adults. Other than that, set rules and consequences at your home. So but in that, you have to avoid ultimatums, be clear and concise about the rules, okay? Set priorities. So some rules are going to be higher in the priority list compared to others, so there has to be some negotiations and compromise between you also and the child also. Be reasonable, be flexible, and then explain your decisions. Don't just set out rules. Explain to your child why you set out those rules in the first place, so they need to know, so that they can understand and follow them, okay? It works wonders. set a positive example. You have to follow whatever you are preaching. So a child is more probable to follow whatever you are saying if you're following it yourself. So if you're asking your child to have desserts only on the weekends, make sure you do that as well. So yeah, set positive example, seek support, learn as you go. Even if you are the parent, even if you are the elder in the family, even we tend to make mistakes. So a child needs to know that his or her parents make mistakes as well, and that you learn from your children as well. That is how they are going to feel more independent, they are going to trust you more, and this is basically making them feel human, because all humans tend to make mistakes. Okay, apart from that, educate with love and quality. Don't be very harsh. It really matters. The way the conversation goes makes a huge difference on how you educate your child. Okay, and then not all children are the same, so everyone is going to react differently. So make sure you don't do comparisons very oftenly, especially don't compare your child with your friend's child or your cousin's child, because trust me, all the efforts that you must have put in before that are going to go waste if you're going to compare your child. Apart from that, there's more. Explain, do not scold. Like I said, do not scold. Okay, just no scolding, however tempting it may feel like, even if he or she is making huge mistakes, because the end result that you would be wanting is, the child should understand and follow whatever you are, doing all this in the first place, and you're not going to achieve that if you scold the child. Okay, right understanding means right behavior. Like I previously said, that explain properly. If the child knows why he or she is doing that, they tend to follow it and do it better. Patience is the key. So if your child has developed an unhealthy eating habit, let's say over 8 or 10 years, don't expect them to change overnight, or in a few months. Just have patience. It's going to be a gradual process. It's either going to be a gradual process, or it's going to be no progress at all. Trust me, it doesn't work. Giving total blind-ended advices and scolding children doesn't work. Patience is the key. Then appreciate your child when he or she takes small steps towards healthy eating. So even if your child has followed your advice just once or twice a week or once or twice a month, make sure you appreciate it. Just don't just focus on scolding them for the times when they were not able to follow that advice. So you have to praise, you have to appreciate the small steps. The more you appreciate the positives in your child, the more he or she is going to do it again in the future. So it makes a huge difference. Okay, don't stuff your house with junk food. Okay, stuff your house and your fridge with healthy food. Okay, make tasty healthy food at home, so your child doesn't get cravings for outside food. It's anytime better, even if it is a junk food, but if it is homemade, it is better than an outside junk food, if that makes sense. You control the supply lines in the home because you're a parent, so make sure you load your house with all the healthy stuff. Don't use your monthly grocery budget to get unhealthy food. Okay, let's just keep it separate. Your grocery budget should only include all the essential food that you need throughout the month. Don't force your child to clear the plate. Okay, especially in India, we tend to teach the child a lot of mannerisms. We teach them to clean their plate, which is a very good thing. But if we consider from an aspect of eating disorders or a child being overweight and all these things that we are discussing, it's going to do just harm and no good. So it's okay, especially if your child has ordered some junk food and they are not able to finish it up. Don't force them to finish their plate. Start at young age. I know many of you must already be having kids, but there may be some who are planning to conceive, or your child is very young or just breastfeeding right now. Just start at a very young age all these things, because behaviors develop from a young age, and at a later stage then it gets difficult to change those behaviors. And as the age increases, the tendency for behavior change decreases. Okay, so make sure you just start at a very young age. kids mimic us, like I said, set a very positive example in front of them. And then don't use food to reward kids. Like I always say, what happens is when you use food to reward kids, like for example, your child just passed an exam, your child just scored very well in an exam, and you are rewarding them with their favorite junk food like pizza and things like that. You can do it sometimes, but not always, because what happens is, especially kids tend to, make it their coping mechanism. So when the child grows up and when he or she is stressed, in any kind of emotional distress, they tend to use food as a coping mechanism. So a few children may not eat at all, a few children may eat a lot, which makes, the prevalence of eating disorders very, very, very high. Yeah, and it is very difficult to diagnose. So just trust me on this. Just don't do that, because eating disorders are very common. I tend to, diagnose eating disorders in kids or teenagers who come to me with some other reasons, and the parents are not ready to accept the fact that their child is having an eating disorder. The reason I want people to accept the fact that their child has an eating disorder is just so that we can treat it, just we can help them, okay? Because it's going to get worse. So don't let it start in the first place. And I think that's it. Keep healthy snacks handy, like I said. So yeah, that's all about junk food that I wanted to share with you all. Do go and check out Synapse Mind Care Instagram page, where we did a live today with Dr. Preetam Chandak, who is a very well-renowned psychiatrist. Synapse Mind Care conducts these, parenting and mindology sessions on Fridays, which are superb. So if you're a to-be parent or a parent, follow them and keep a check on all their content. It will be very helpful. And do check out our today's live also. Yeah, and if you have any other questions, feel free to comment or DM us. Stay healthy, stay happy, take care, bye.